Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sherlock Investigations, the Riddle of the Sphinx. Tonight, we will be traveling to a far-off land, but before we get into details, I'd like my players to be able to go around and introduce themselves really quickly, first starting with Lukalok.
Hello, I'm Luke Locke, and I'm playing Honest McFarlane, the human barbarian.
Hey there, folks. I'm Aldabitha. I'm playing Handsome William, your bugbear monster hunter.
Hey guys, I'm Chrissy. I'm playing Aurora Talise, your Air Genasi fighter.
Hello everyone, I am Turk. I will be playing Chell Cry, who is his own rogue thief human.
And hi, that leaves me. I'm Osirix Franco, and I'm playing Duke Schultz. He is a dwarven warlock.
All right, everybody.
Bounty hunter-ish.
2 bounty hunters? Ooh. That'll come in handy. Maybe. We'll see. So, tonight's episode, we're going to have a little bit of some behind the scenes. For those of you who are new or don't know, there is a lot of downtime that goes into Sherlock Investigations because we only meet once a month, and there's a lot going on to keep track of. So previously, we saw the members of the VPS rescue Sherlock from almost death at the hands of the Wolfman, and Sherlock was able to get his hands on a very specific piece of parchment that they have recently decoded. So before we get into what each of you has been doing personally, does anyone want to go over the process of how you guys decoded the page and what you think the page is so far?
Well, right, so this lot had it all fucked up because they had never played a game down at the docks called, Pearls Before Swine. So, you had to leave your opponent with 6 at the end because you can only take 5, right? So you always had to make sure it was in 6s. Now, Mr. Holmes is the one with all the mathy bits, but, start with 6. You make sure you leave them on 6. So you had to take... I remember the number, but it was a lot, but you don't take too much from it because you leave them on one of them 60 numbers.
Correct. That is exactly it.
For the record, I suggested that we cheat, but didn't seem like it would work in this instance.
So they have solved the riddle of the Sphinx, or at least they think they have solved it so far, and have been provided a location. Marcus has been preparing a spell to send them to that location, so they don't have to, deal with any of those fancy new planes that crash 1 out of 10, but that's not something we're talking about right now. Before we see them off, though, each member has been doing some things between and up to this part, and there has been some discoveries. It is up to the players how much they want to say, but if we want to go around and just each player talk about what they have been doing behind the scenes in between missions real quick, starting with Honest again.
Honest has a room at the mansion, but she is very much like a tomcat. She will wander off for a few days at a time, come back with maybe a few new scars, scrounge in the kitchen, eat, and then sleep. People can frequently hear her snoring through the door of her small little room. And then she'll occasionally poke around, see if anything interesting is happening, and then disappear again for a while. So she hasn't really been solving puzzles, but if Marcus ever tells her, that Sherlock needs her, she's there.
What about you, William?
William's been busy as ever. He has a lot of his own work to take care of, but he's a creature of habit more than most. And recently, he's had his schedule somewhat interrupted from the end of our last session when we rescued Holmes from the predicament he'd landed himself in. There's been lots of back and forth amongst several members of the household about how best to deal with the information that we've got, what the information we have actually entails, who is working on what parts of it, and we've had to really break down our roles as part of the team, which we so far haven't so much explored. It's been a lot of individual efforts made and lots of individual kind of excursions and investigations, but it's the first time really that we've come together as multiple entities to try and put all of our skills together. So hopefully, you know, the micro teams that we've formed are going to pay dividends in the future.
Awesome. Aurora?
So Aurora has been doing a ton of research on her own. She's definitely been poking and putting her nose in things that it probably doesn't belong. She has been frequenting down into the underground to kind of touch base with whoever she can about the increase in creatures and what's really happening. She just recently discussed with Duke and William about kind of like revelation is the best way I could probably put it, as far as something called the Order of the Dragon and its relationship to the creatures that are kind of like being seen around town or what's really going on. She has a lot of puzzle pieces in her hand, but she hates puzzles. So she's basically just carrying them around, collecting them like they're little prizes. And we'll talk about it with people when they ask, but until they ask, she's just kind of like, yeah, sure, I know all this stuff, but like, I'm fine.
Wonderful. Turk, if you want to mainly focus on Chell, but anything you want to say in regards to Sherlock, I feel like he's probably healing up. You feeling pretty bad over there, Sherlock?
Well, of course, naturally. The effects of a lycanthropic clause is undoubtedly severe, as I have recently discovered. However, it has provided me some chance to volley ideas between the inhabitants of the mansion and myself, which has been very fruitful to the overall effectiveness of the VPS. A sword that certainly deserved a good sharpening. However, in his free time, he has been pursuing his own individual cases still, of course, from the comfort of his own bed, as much as Marcus keeps him there, to the threat of binding him down, but he usually finds a way out. Now, Shell's taken upon himself to try and kind of look over Mr. Holmes as well, getting him food, being his eyes and ears in the city, and run him a few errands here and there, keeping an eye out with the Baker Street irregulars for this Wolfman character, as well as any other shady fucks who trying to sneak about. So
wonderful. Before we move on to the elusive Duke, Chell, can you actually roll me a D100?
Well, I could certainly try. It's gonna load here. It's gonna be a 4.
A 4?
4.
All right. Never mind. Anyways, moving on, Duke.
Great.
Duke would have spent some time staying in the mansion, however, have found other lodgings more suitable for his work, and would have he'll drop by every once in a while. As Aurora and William mentioned, we took some of Fräulein Aurora's wonderful puzzle pieces and laid them neatly on a table, seemingly drawing some connections, but not really sure what. Duke would have continued his regular business about the city of London, while also leaning on some contacts, looking for additional information to confirm those connected lines between mysteries. Duke he seems to think that this group has it under control, but is going to kind of stick around for a little bit longer because he's a bit curious as to what the hell is going on here.
All right, great. So by this time, after you've done your preparations, prepared for everything, Marcus will ask you all to join hands in a circle. And as you do, he'll look at each of you for a moment and then say, Are you ready?
Yep.
Sure.
Got my sword. Ready?
Okay, just please be careful. And when you leave where you're going and when you're finished, just say my name 3 times or something. I'll know when.
You're very good, man, now.
All
I
right,
mean,
try and get us there in one piece.
yes, I have been compared to that many times. Thank you. And he'll close his eyes and kind of look down for a second. And as you're in a circle, a green portal actually forms in the middle of all of you. And within a moment's notice, you're all just snapped out of the mansion. So, I hope you all packed an extra pair of clothes or a sun hat or something. Very luckily for you, Marcus is very precise and he teleported you right to where you need to be. So you do not have to walk too far through the sand. Laid before you, let's go ahead and move you over, is the entrance to a grand, looks actually more like a temple at this point, but also kind of, ruins of a place that was once very great. And everyone in chat, if you can let me know if the music is too loud before we get too far, I'd appreciate that. So, before you...
Look at this.
Are these ruins? Can everyone roll me a perception check already real quick?
21.
All right.
That's an 8.
13.
24. Cool.
Natural one,
So,
which is of course an 8.
It's actually not too hard to tell, but Duke and Chell are maybe a little disoriented. They maybe are not used to teleporting. They'd have to let us know, but they're not really taking it all in yet. For the other ones, this is very obviously a set of ruins, but it is lit up. It seems active. From the exterior and the crumbling facade, you would think that this would look desolate and dead, but there's some kind of life to the entrance currently.
Alright, it seems like somebody's home. Shall we go in?
Which means we'd be
Take a
extra
gander.
quiet and stealthy, like,
Alright, I'll try and sneak about in me boots.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can't do something for you here. Let's have a look, see if I remember how to do this properly. Here. Come here, all of you. And he'll cast Pass Without Trace on the group,
Alright.
which is +10 to everyone's stealth scores. Should we be making them?
Let's do something.
All right, so 28. I don't know why I rolled it with advantage. Thank God it's the first roll.
And Aurora has a 20.
20 for Aurora.
16 for Duke. Thank God for Pass Without a Trace.
Right?
Goodness.
Thank you, handsome.
Yeah, it's amazing what you learn in the trade, isn't it?
38.
Okay, I was like, are you
24.
okay, Turk, or is this another failed roll?
30. I rolled on nat 20 on D&D Beyond, so.
Cool. I think out of the gate, before we get too hairy, maybe the gods above should bless Turk with something just in case he rolls another nat 1. So yeah, you're here. The green that you see is some kind of liquid. If you want to check it out, you'd have to look a little closer. But for the time being, it seems like you're all very stealthy, and you can walk up the steps.
DM, what would I roll to check out this liquid?
I mean, you can try to drink it if you want.
Well, I think Honest will come over, and first thing she's gonna do is just kind of, poke at it with the toe of her boot.
Ooh.
And if it doesn't dissolve, she'll kind of like poke a finger in there.
Do you have steel toe boots?
Of course.
Okay, so it does start to eat down a little bit towards the steel. I mean, back then would it be
She's
more...
gonna try and shove her boot in sand. Ah, my boots!
The water is definitely toxic green water,
All
seeing
right.
as I led with what it was.
Did I touch the
Water.
water?
Hey.
So
wait. If it's water, why can't we touch it? Cause it ate through your boot, didn't it? I can smell it.
Well, that and the fact that it's bright green.
Also might include someone in.
Thinking it's just a bit of algae.
A
I
fair
love it.
assumption, Fräulein Aurora. Don't know unless you try.
Sure.
Never stick your toe in anything starting with an owl. Sounds like eel.
You're not wrong, Master Chell.
Here it was.
Anyway.
Better than tasting it.
Oh,
Right.
please don't do that.
I'm going up the stairs.
Did you see what it did to me boot?
I can smell your boot, yeah.
So Aurora will kind of take the back of everybody walking. She'll go last, and I just wanted to kind of see if I could get an idea of like if it's magical or if there's any sort of like energy here that's non.
So are you just
Okay.
doing a basic check for magic, or are you casting a specific spell?
No, just a basic check.
Okay, starting with the water or somewhere else?
Wasn't gonna go for the water because we've established that it's toxic. So
Alright.
I'm assuming that it's probably either not natural or something wrong
The
with
pH
it,
is so high, it can't come down.
for sure. So I'm
Can
just
you
kind of
It's
move your
toxic.
token to where you would like to do the check, please?
probably like here.
Okay, looking forward.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and do a Arcana roll.
Right, and I have advantage on that. So 16?
I believe the first one is already advantage, and you just rolled two 12s, right? What, Chrissy?
I accidentally muted myself. 12.
Okay,
I accidentally clicked it.
you
twice.
have a +0 to Arcana?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so honestly, it's not too hard if you're kind of looking forward to see something in front of you. First of all, these little green fiery things are just that. They are green flames that are lit. I don't know how well versed in flame you are. It's usually not green. As well, if you look ahead to this carving and these glowing purple things on the wall, it's very obvious to tell those are not as old as the rest of the ruins. Whether they're magical or not, that roll probably couldn't tell you.
So before everybody walks through there, I'm just gonna, like, very quickly say, just a heads up, be mindful of the rooms we're walking into, because these haven't been here that long. So, just a heads up.
The roots haven't been here that long.
Yeah, the drawings around the wall there, and on the
runes
ground.
with an N.
Right, I was going to ask if they could somehow make new additions and have it all in the same stone.
Maybe they're expanding.
Right,
Alright.
won't touch anything magic-y.
Ooh.
No.
Is it
I
safe to
need-
cross this?
As you are cut off in your sentence, literally,
Yep.
I need everyone to roll a dexterity check as the winds outside just like out of nowhere kick up and dust starts cutting into your face.
Dex or acrobatic?
For me, either is fine. My only GM rule is you can use acrobatics or athletics. You just have to tell me your case for using one that wouldn't traditionally be it.
Roll20 hates my guts.
Yeah, I got a 10, DM.
25.
Okay.
That's a 5 from a boy.
17 for Aurora.
Okay. So before I tell you what happens, obviously the sand is kicking up, it's cutting into your skin, your exposed skin. Where do you run?
Where's the wind coming from?
It's like kicking up all around you, so it's mainly pushing you forward. But if you look, technically there is a straight ahead, wide opening, but there is also a
Right,
left and a
okay.
right.
Right, I'm gonna get behind this rock then.
Okay. Everybody else?
Yeah, same. Just looking for cover, not wanting to move forward because it looks like there's swirly purple magics and no likey.
Okay. Everybody following the same? Chrissy, you are muted.
Getting
I'm
a
going
bit
to the
crowded.
opposite side because there's
Okay.
going to be a lot of people, and I'm kind of tall in comparison, so I'll head to the opposite.
Okay.
Should we tuck in to one of these doors?
Duke
That basically.
and Duke and Honest. You
Yeah.
do take 7 damage from the sand. You're a little too slow. You get caught up in it a little bit, and it tears into some of your exposed skin.
All right, I say we go inside.
Uh,
I lose all my skin.
GM. So I'm a dwarf.
Uh-huh.
So I know a whole bunch about stonework. Can I try and like get an idea of how recent these runes are in comparison to the rest of the building?
Yeah, definitely. They are like.
Well, I can still make the check. I just get, let me see, whenever you make an intelligence or history check related on the origin of stonework, you're considered proficient in the history and add double my proficiency bonus
Okay.
to the check.
Yep. Go ahead, real quick.
Sick. So
For
I get
the-
to add. Go for it.
For the moment, you're safe. You guys are fine.
Okay. That's a nat 20 plus 6, 27.
There you go.
I know. Everything about this motherfucking place.
These carvings lit up 48 hours ago.
Okay. Oh, I don't like that. We should proceed with caution. This addition to the exterior is within the last 48 hours, meaning that whoever did this is probably still here, if I had to make a guess.
Right, so we'll just be real careful, like.
Aurora's going to turn to Chell and say, any chance you can check for traps or any sort of booby traps before we walk in?
course. I mean, just tell me the direction we're going and I can start looking around, but if we're just gonna be like, look for traps, I mean, wind just did it a kicker, didn't it?
She'll just point to the giant open front gate.
Oh, right, we want to go where the wind's pushing us.
I mean, it's worked for me so far in my life, but if you have another idea, you can...
Someone comes in and wants you to go to one room, you never go to that room because that's never where the good shit is.
Young man, you seem to have very strict rules around very strange things.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Bounty Hunter?
Yes, I would be very curious to know where these came from at some point in time. But I do think that forward might be the best option.
Yeah, right. Bite me, and I think we should pick one of these side passages, see what we can learn about the place. That's what Mr. Holmes would do, probably.
Yes, probably.
It's hard to tell who's been in and out, though. All this sand kicking about the place. Any tracks have been covered by now.
We'll keep
Until we
an
can
eye
get
out.
inside, that is. Hopefully have a better shifty round.
I think that's a valid point, William.
Thing is, though, you say, like, they want you to go forward, do you go forward? But what if you know they want you to go forward? Do you stand a better chance?
Can I have you all roll a dexterity check again, please, real quick?
Do I have to?
And he's about to say something, and that, yeah.
Oh, thank God.
All right. You're all looking pretty safe, but the wind and the sand do kick up even more and are starting to threaten you in the small, like, huddle that you're huddled in. Especially William, his shoulders are, like, over top of this cobblestone anyways. So I need you to not take any damage, but you do have to move or you feel you might take damage, so...
So I'm going in. What did we decide? My headset was out. So what was the consensus on direction?
There isn't one yet.
Either do
There
or go
isn't
or
one.
go.
You decide where
Alright.
you're going in.
So,
All right, I'm going. She's gonna walk in here because I rolled.
Right, we've got to go.
Right, fuck.
All right. So you all run to the right passage. Based on your dexterity checks, you all succeeded just fine. You get in this door to the right, and right after the last person steps off of, like, underneath the sheer doorway, a slab of stone just slams down right behind you. And you would think you're locked where you are now, but you are safe from the sand for the moment, and you are now inside the ruins. Unfortunately, you dust yourself off, get all the sand off, shake out your boots a little bit, and you hear as the ground beneath you turns into a slide, and you go sliding down deeper into the ruins. Firstly, how do you react to sliding down this now?
My sword's strapped in, so Annis is just.
Gosh. Oh, I got pittance. Yeah, despite shedding his coat before the adventure, because, Mr. Holmes said they'd be going somewhere odd, he's gonna come out and just try and, slam both pittons into the side as if they were knives, make climbing hooks out of them.
Okay, yep. Acrobatics or acrobatics check, whichever you prefer.
Acrobatics? I will take acrobatics.
Sorry,
I know what you meant. It's a 26.
Okay, cool. Yep. You. How do you do this?
So what he does is, as he's sliding down, as the kind of weight starts moving forward, momentum shifts, he kind of reaches down, seemingly almost out of a strange, like, bandolier pocket, pulls out 2 pittons, flicks them out in both hands, puts them both down right about at his knee length. Really kind of like giving the room for the spike to set in with using his momentum on an angle to get them set, and then we'll like shift.
Cool. So
kind
you're
of almost-
super
yeah.
ready, but you're second, and there's people behind you. What are the people behind you doing?
So I just want to know, we're sliding, like, is it like down into like a pit, or do we know, is it dark, can we see ahead, anything like that?
You do not know yet. All of this that's happening right now is
It's
your
like it was in
split second reactions, and then I'll tell you what happens.
Honest will call out, relax your body.
As you go
Yeah.
into the darkness, yes.
I think Duke would pull free his hand axe and could try to like shift himself to the side wall, 'cause observing the ruins and knowing what he does about stonework. I think he was not going to immediately panic, so he will slide, but kind of holding an action to try and wedge his hand axe in. It breaks in the stone where he perceives that they might be further down.
Okay, so Duke is third, so we'll start with Duke. So as you're sliding, what happens is you see right in front of you Chell stop and is blocking part of it, and you don't want to slam into the back of him, so you will do that.
Can I make a dexterity check to get to raise my body up enough to get into a position where I can let Duke slide through my legs, if I was so pleased?
You could maybe do, instead of that, how this is working, you could maybe go one-handed and spin to the side. Does that make sense? To let him go left of you or right of you?
Right, as long as I have the handholds to return to, I should be fine, yeah.
Yep, you can go ahead and try a dex check. Duke, just, either athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Okay, so Chell is out of the way, but does Duke catch?
17.
Okay. The left and right side are now sufficiently blocked, and William, the big boy, is sliding next. What does he do?
I think the first thing he would do is, like, regardless of whether this is like a full room tilt or whether it's just like a chute that opens up or what, it's just immediately like starfish and try and spread his like 9-foot wingspan out as much as he can.
Okay, do a strength check for me.
Okay. Can I make it an athletics check?
Sure.
Because I got plus 11, so
I mean,
that's a dirty 20.
Okay, all right. You managed to do it. Aurora, though, you're sliding in the back. What are you doing?
That's what she said. Aurora
At the back of this grind train, yeah. Like a middle school dance.
It was a solid setup. Yeah, so Aurora would probably see everybody like kind of trying to brace themselves, and she would just immediately close her eyes and cast levitate on herself and just mingle with the wind and just drift herself down the slide rather than taking it all the way.
You're just
Okay.
going from this angle to this angle.
You do levitate doesn't. Oh, does it push you up, or does it?
It like
Up
keeps
to you can go up to 20 feet, but you decide.
So you could basically go like from you be going sliding down, and then your axis just changes.
Okay.
Correct. So I would be just like following the ceiling,
Okay, that's fine.
essentially.
That's
Is
cool.
how I picture it, but I don't know. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Nope, it works. So all of this happens. There are 3 people still in the chute hanging on. Aurora and Honest. I'm saying it correct this time, right?
Yep.
Honest.
Honest.
Yeah, Honest. You land at the bottom. It's not a far drop. It was like a really fun, slide ride down. You don't take any damage. But you're in some kind of liquid up to like the middle of your calf that doesn't look like
Friends.
water. And
Me
there's a
boots again.
very strong smell.
What smell?
Of oil.
What smell?
Ah.
And when you hit the
All right,
bottom,
no flame.
when you hit the bottom, you see above you, you can hear it just immediately, and a trap door opens, and you hear something rolling. Doo-doof, doo-doof, Oof. Towards you. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and get up against, like, I don't know where I've slid out. Is there any sort of wall behind me?
It is a sheer wall. Probably.
I'm gonna just try and
I
up against whatever wall is behind me, because where's the sound coming from?
Yeah, so say you were down like this and you were sliding and you slid down like this and then you're standing like this directly in front of you, like eye line in front of you on the opposite end of the room you're in is a trap door and something is rolling down it towards you that you can tell is going to land in the room that you're in.
All right, so it's like there's two slides, and the people came down one, and something else is coming down the other.
Right.
And does this appear to be a big room that I'm in, or are we looking like it's like very much slide-sized? Like whatever's coming down the slide is gonna fill up this room.
Roll a perception check.
All right.
Aurora, you can as well.
A 7.
What do you got, Aurora?
18.
Hey, all right. So, honest, you don't really understand what's happening, but Aurora, it clicks in your mind. You're standing in oil, and it sounds like a torch rolling down this trap. I will give each of you one reaction to yell something out to your party.
I'm just gonna yell, "No flame! It's oil!"
Aurora will shout, I'm pretty sure this whole fucking place is gonna go up in flames.
Ah, fuck.
We can hear the
Alright.
happening, yeah?
Chell, you probably can. The others probably not.
I would like to ready a throwing knife if a torch is about to drop to try and pin it to a wall.
You cannot see it because it's offset.
Right. Oh, so I will take whatever shot you can give me. If this is gonna be like inches, centimeters,
All right.
like Chell is like holding on and like adjusting to his new elevation, so to speak, and just the new plane of existence for your mathematical nerds, and just readying a knife to like stop something falling down into the oil, because he's like,
Cool. I will let you prepare it. So it's all so fast. You really only have a reaction to scream. You're feeling right now, just deep in your gut, that you chose the wrong path. And you look up, and you probably pray to whatever god you have, and you see the torch. And it's not lit. It's been out for years. And it falls down into the oil. And you're fine.
Alright, someone threw a twig down here.
oh Christ.
Thinking a boulder is coming after me.
Don't go running off before we kind of yes, can we speak in Scottish?
Aurora
Yes,
is
we're
just
arguing. The sand is taking away my skin.
Right, but like you don't just go off and run, leading us all off with your ginger ass.
You're the one who
I said we should
You
go
didn't
down
wanna go
side
forward.
passage. I did.
I wouldn't.
I'm
You
sorry.
told me.
Duke would pull his hand axe like free and let himself kind of slide the rest of the way down to land, kind of like staying close to the wall, so he's not just coming free out to like try and like miss. And he would call down, "Make way, Honest," as he slides down and tries to kind of land in the oil himself. And he'll look around to see, there's this other chute coming down. He's looking for a way. Do we need to climb up this other chute, or is there a door?
Yep, so once you're all down, once you all make it into that room safely, since it's just so quick, it's not that this room is incredibly hard to get out of. You could probably go 2 by 2. So the trap door that held the torch was like torch sized, but
Gotcha.
on the below it, so the opposite side you came in, there's a ledge that you can, like, one person boosts a person up, and then you help up, and you'll get up there fine.
Yeah, he'll look at the rest of the party. I suggest we hurry. It's fortunate that one is out, but if there are people here, they might want to, light us up.
Lead the way.
And he'll nod and start kind of slogging through the oil in the direction that they need to go.
William, are you coming down and then going up with them?
Yeah, I think old Juki is going to need a bit of a step up, isn't he? So,
All right.
nice.
Wait a second. I'm not done with the pittance. Oh, shit.
It's appreciated, William. I can't say that my stature is as convenient as yours is in this environment.
You say that now. You wait till it comes to the crawling.
I will have you beat there.
Okay, so you all help each other up. You make it just fine. So you are now in a very dimly lit room. You can't see anything yet, so just give me a second. Now you should be able to see if you scroll down to the bottom. You are in a dimly lit room. You can see what you can see on the map currently. It's not like pitch black, so if anyone has any special kind of vision, you can probably see further, but I hate dynamic lighting and all that, so I just reveal it. But you are in what seems to be a prison.
This fucking joyful. Back in the fucking drink, aren't we? I'm gonna inspect the bars on this one. Do they appear broken out of or broken into?
They are
Or just rusted? Yeah.
rotted. Yep.
Yeah. Right. This place is old as shit.
It is.
Older than the fucking queen, isn't she?
Can I check for footprints in the light, see if any other creatures have been in this oil, if there's any kind of signs of movement through this area?
Yes, you can check with your eyes on the floor.
Perfect.
Meaning
That's what they're for.
you can see it on the map.
It looks like we're not the first ones through here. Seems that it's recent.
Can you tell
Is
what
it-
it is?
Nothing that I recognise first off, but you never know. Point is, whatever has come through here has made it. Which means we chose the right path, or a right path at least.
Yeah, all right. See? She'll look at Joe.
What? I just see fucking everything now.
GM, Duke would be kind of moving from cell to cell, recognizing that this is ancient and gone, but trying to see if maybe they were still used more recently. You know what I mean? Like with other means of holding prisoners. Like, are there newer blankets or food scraps or anything to indicate that these were under use within the last 48 hours?
Yeah, so all of the cells are left in absolute ruin. No one has seemed to go in them or out of them. The trail that you see on the map on the floor is basically where it ends. So it looks like someone started walking, realized they were leaving a trail of oil, and covered that up. So where it ends on the map is where it ends. You see a just decrepit old prison dungeon here, and the torches are currently not lit in this room. The one in here, the floor is completely fallen out in an area, so it probably would not be safe to go into that cell. And yeah, you see everything you see here in front of you.
All right, just making sure. He would turn to Aurora and William. Well, it doesn't seem like they're interested in taking prisoners or whoever is here is either all friendlies or hasn't been discovered yet.
Hey, Chell.
Yeah, what's up?
You looking at that chest there, bud?
He's looking over at Ennis, who's like standing next to it, and he's like, "What's she looking at me for?" And like, I would never. And he's already got the thieves' tools in his hand. I would like to inspect this thing for traps.
Okay, go ahead. Also,
perception?
yeah. Also, anyone who looks over at the chest, you see that you can kind of tell there's something inscribed on it, maybe. Chell, you can see that there's very obviously words in a weird kind of language. I think you are actually maybe the only person that can read them. It is in Thieves' Cant.
Oh shit! All right, yeah.
There are no traps. It looks like a normal chest, but the engraving on it says bones in Thieves' Cant.
Bones, right? Is that a code I would know for any kind of goodies, or is it just bones?
It's just the word bones.
It's just the word bones. Huh. I don't know if we should open this, honestly.
Roar's gonna actually be surprised at that suggestion.
Hey,
Probably.
well, no. I mean, it's not, right? Because if it was booby trapped, I'd tell you.
It is not booby trapped.
All right, cause you know, I'm just trying to look out for yous. Normally, right? And this ain't booby trap. This is just says bones on it.
It
But you
stands
won't
to
bolt.
reason whatever come down here. If it adds something valuable, why'd it leave it here? Like this.
Right. You think that, right? Well, why label it bones in Thieves' Cant?
So with your 22, and as you study it longer, you actually realize that the chest is opened quite often. And it is not super intricate. A chest like this, you would think valuables would be kept in it, things that you want quick access to, daggers, weapons, money, things like that.
Right. Right, but it's just not. It's just as bones. Well, look, someone's done a whole bunch of shit to this. I mean, they're using it. I mean, it could be a trap. It could be nothing. That's all I'm saying. Bones.
I didn't need any bones. And
No
she's
one-
gonna continue to walk on.
Yeah, no one's in any fucking bones, do they? Anyone missing any bones?
Not yet.
Just the one, but it'll be fine.
What?
Is that a pass? You're not gonna fucking pass me.
You're not my type, young man, and I
Good.
find you rather rude.
Good.
Wow, I'm so confused. And Aurora's just gonna start walking away.
All right, Duke and William, what you doing?
Duke's just gonna look to William and nod over at the chest.
Ain't none of my business. Ain't nothing I want down here.
Fair enough.
The sooner we get this done, the sooner we get out of here. I got no business down here otherwise.
What kind of beast do you think they got on these chains?
Jeez, I don't know, but it's sizable and more marks, more of these oil slicks. But whatever it is, it looks big, doesn't it?
When I'm a little beastie, take back to the mansion.
Oh, no, we have enough pets. Can we stop with the pets at the mansion?
Never enough pets. What? You got a problem with
Do
Big
they have
Cat?
any pets?
Has he been misbehaving while I'm gone? They're supposed to be good while I'm out.
I just...
Chell,
Yeah.
while you're talking, cut off again. how rude things are around here.
Yeah,
Can you roll me a dexterity check real quick?
It's just a straight check.
Yep.
All right then. All right. Oh, that's gonna just be an 8.
Yeah, you are still a little slick. You probably forgot to make sure you wiped all the oil off of your boots. You
Well,
bump
there wasn't a rug.
into the chest, and it starts shaking when you bump into it.
Get greedy.
I didn't fucking sashayed into it, you know? Didn't think I would fucking have to touch it. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna get some space off this.
Wait. Maybe it's one of those. The mimic chests. The beastie chests. And Honest will come
Right.
over to
Wait, are you gonna touch it? Because it's gonna eat you.
No.
Is that-
Can we not touch it?
Oh,
Why
yeah,
do we
whoa,
always
whoa,
gotta
whoa,
touch
whoa.
it?
Oh, well, hold on here. Usually I'm onto your harebrained
Alright,
schemes.
but if I could get it to follow me around, gathering my stuff,
It's
I
gonna
don't mind
eat
a bit
yous.
like that.
Don't know that
It's gonna eat you.
mimics work that way.
It's
You
called
didn't think I could
bones.
contain it?
And then he looks at the random symbology
Feisty
on the
bit,
front.
but
It says bones.
Bet I could find.
He's
maybe
gonna
that's
poke
his
the
name.
top of the
Here,
chest.
Bones. Here's Bones.
Look, we've got more than enough dogs back at the house to have to worry about.
When-
We don't need nothing more running round the joint.
Wait.
Oh, just because
here
you're
we
put
go.
off by
When
a
you
few
start
werewolves.
saying the name Bones, it starts
idea?
shaking more and more.
Honest is gonna open the chest,
Okay. It is not a mimic.
grab out a bone, cause she has had an idea. I'm gonna get me a beastie.
So as you open the chest,
Oh,
all of the flame-like bowls here light up one by one, doof, 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 down the prison, and let me move you over and show you the. Give me 1 second. Let me move you. Reveal areas. So all of the flames lit up, and standing in front of you is Bones. Bones jumps out of the chest. And
This wasn't wanted at all.
you are now surrounded in a lit up prison, face to face with Bones. And this is where we're going to take a quick break.
Oh, cool.
All right, we will be right back.
God damn your ginger ass.
Cool.
And welcome back to Sherlock Investigations. We have just opened a chest labeled Bones, and when it is opened, kind of the second that you flip the lock back, which is not really a lock, it's just a clasp, something just gangly and fleshy just starts squelching out of the box and just kind of like on the sides of it and just jumps out. Good news for you is that took a lot of his dexterity to do that, and you all rolled initiative way better. So Bones is going last, but standing in front of you is now a giant flesh golem, and it's just oozing and just fleshy goodness. Probably smells bad, and you're ready to jump into action with Chell going first.
Right.
Alright,
So-
well this was what I wanted.
Oh, wasn't it? That's fucking great, isn't it? And with that, he is going to. He's had his sleeves extended despite the hot weather. To do so now. And he's just gonna flick out a wrist, and a knife will come out. The gift from Aurora, briefly flashing in the light and going into Bones for a 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
I'm just gonna stab right into his forming calf bone for 5 plus sneak attack for being close to a buddy. 19 damage total.
Okay. What type of weapon are you using?
No, I don't know if the weapon that Aurora gave me was magical. I think it's just kind of cool. So non-magical, just stabbing right into his I guess forming calf. Bonus action disengage.
Cool. Yeah.
As he's gonna not move towards the group. He's gonna take his full move out of the fucking way as he stabs and runs.
Yep, so you stab into the flesh with your non-magical weapon, that's a word, and it just seems like the flesh separates to allow for it and just sucks right back in, and Bones, just as it's getting up, just grins at you just ever so menacingly. And
look, it's magic-y. Hit it with some magic-y shit.
William, you are up.
On seeing this chest burst open and this horrible sort of decomposing flesh and bone creature riding out of it, he's going to immediately attempt to leap onto the chest and try and stuff whatever it is back into it and shut the chest on him. Is going to be the attempt.
All right. Strength versus strength, I'm assuming.
Okay, let's go. Oh, it's not as good as I was hoping. It's a 14.
Let me double check something real quick. Okay. So yeah, as you kind of jump on it, this thing is kind of rivaling you as it gets more and more out of the chest. One, it makes no sense how it fits in there because it's a large creature, and two, you're like wrestling with it, and as strong as you are, it just ripples its muscles and you can't even get around it as it rolled a 19 for strength. So
damn. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast my Slayer's Prey on it, and that'll be everything for me.
all right, so that'll be Duke.
Duke will move around. Let me double check my measurement really quick. He's going to move around Honest, kind of offering a quiet excuse me as he moves past. Getting in front is William's trying to like grapple the chest shut. And he's going to put a hand out, kind of palm open, and there's going to be a kind of, it looks like almost like a firefly with like a strange green glow that kind of like flashes lazily, like tap, 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 as it like moves towards him. And he's casting Eldritch Blast at the front of the chest, like towards the, or like the front of the creature towards the legs, trying to use that force damage to take out a knee. And remind me, do I roll once for both bolts or do I roll twice?
You should roll for each bolt, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wanted to double check. So there's one, a 23 to hit.
Yep.
And the next one, a 20 to hit.
Yep.
All right, so the first one does 7 force damage. And as he puts his hand out, it's der Schlag as it moves out. And let's see. So 17 force damage total, and he's targeting this creature's like legs at the knees. And as that, like the little green glowy firefly kind of warps through the air and like appears near his knee, it's like it kind of like goes whoop, and that then there's like an explosion of force. There's not like anything, it's just like the air ripples right by its knee, and it's almost silent too. It doesn't make sound as it goes.
Great, yeah, it it kind of takes it, and you can tell that it does do damage as the knees buckle a little bit on the golem as it continues to stand more and more upright. So it lets out a little and it's still standing. Is that the end of your turn?
The only other action he takes is he pulls out his hand axe and from under his vest a small crossbow as well that he arms himself with and kind of stands readied in front of this chest for this thing to try and bolt out. And that's my turn.
All right, great. Honest.
Honest is quite upset. And she's gonna scream out, "You're nay beastie!" And I'm gonna go into a little bit of a rage. And I'm just gonna swing with my greatsword at its knees.
Okay.
But it is a non-magical greatsword. So let's see. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do 2 attacks. So a 25 to hit with the first one, and then 19 to hit with the second one. And is there any point in me rolling damage? Yeah, well, listen, I'm rolling it anyways. But it would have been, if I had anything magical, like 12 damage plus... Oh, I critted damage both times. Look how painful that is. That would have been 25 damage.
He's
Yeah.
he's not immune to damage, is he?
Well, it's
So
not
as you
magical,
just
it's
attack
a golem.
just so well with your great axe, it's just the skin separates, but it's like I don't know, flubber. It just comes right back together. Its flesh doesn't look like it was harmed at all from your attack.
Beastie!
Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Aurora.
Yeah, so Aurora's gonna see all this happening and just be so super surprised. And she will come in with her 2 attacks with her short sword. And it is a +1 weapon.
A 15 does hit too.
And then she will turn around and, in her offhand, grab her crossbow on her hip, and with her 2-weapon fighting, tink for a 3rd for her bonus action.
Okay. So all of them hit. The crossbow, of course, does no damage, but give me the short sword.
Wait, crossbow's +1.
I thought the short sword was +1.
Short sword's +1. The crossbow says it's +1, but I don't remember that. I don't remember how it...
There is someone who has a special crossbow here, but it's not.
Yeah, it's
Aurora.
not me. So I need to change that. That's me who needs to change that. Because mine is not magical, my crossbow.
Okay, so 17 damage on the short sword. I think you're missing.
Correct.
How many times can you attack with your short sword?
2.
Twice? Okay, cool. Yeah, so as your magical short sword kind of cuts into it, you see that the flesh has a lot harder time just immediately healing. Anything else?
No, I'm just going to change my crossbow right now. Just FYI, so you know what I'm doing. That's all. Bye.
All right, this thing is now fully out of the chest, standing, just towering above you. It's going to kind of turn, not leaving anyone's vicinity, but just pivot a little to face the most amount of people. And it's going to attempt to get William from not doing that again. You're actually going to see its fleshy fists light up with green energy as it goes to attack you, and it's going to slam you twice for a 25 and an 18 to hit, William.
Both of those will hit.
Okay. I always roll damage in here so you can see it. So the first attack is going to do 21 magical damage.
Okay.
Honest, as she's raging, is gonna be like, "Graham, help him!" And Honest's grandmother, the spiritual visage of her, is gonna walk over and just grumpily look at the flesh golem creature, and just like kind of do like a wooden spoon backhand at it a few times, and take 7 points of damage away from that.
Okay, so 14 on the first attack, and then 16 on the second attack. I crit fail damage on one d10 and crit damage on the other d10. So a 1 and a 10. Beautiful. All right, but with that is the end of its turn, which means it's back to the top of the round to chill.
Right. So, I mean, his conventional weapon's not working and whatnot. Charles going to step over here, see if he can grab these sconce, right? And, yeah, he's within range. Can he grab this sconce and run in, put a oily boot print into this thing, and then stab it with the sconce?
Okay.
I was looking to set it on fire, TM.
Okay.
I will make an improvised attack if needed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. That's gonna be a 19 to hit.
So that will hit. You don't really have a ton of oil on you, but it lights up a patch of the golem. If you ran, go ahead.
I'm taking the entire sconce and just like whatever's keeping this flame alight. I figure.
There's no fuel.
Well, it's magical, isn't it? Then.
Okay, I will roll damage on my side, halved, as the fire doesn't take too well to the skin of the golem, but I will give you some damage for the creative thinking. Okay.
I will take whatever damage you give me, because the other option is no damage.
All right. Anything else?
Chell's gonna disengage and dropping the sconce. Does the sconce go out? I mean, is the sconce still lit?
Yeah, it's still lit.
Right. Gonna kind of free action drop the sconce where it stands. Disengage, go to the sconce over here.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
It's gonna be it. I just leave the sconce next to it and say, Anis, keep hitting with the sconce.
Yes, keep hitting him with the scones. William, you're
All
up.
right.
I
Yeah,
know.
William's like nursing his ribs where he's just had this huge uppercut, and there's like this horrible like cracking sound as he gets hit. And he it's like this like really kind of guttural like grunt, and looks up at this thing and just like a D lineman hitting like this bam straight up and into this guy to try and tackle him to the ground again. So he's going to try and take it. Oh, that's going to be.
Shoulders to kidneys.
You're doing another strength?
Oh yeah, that's going to be a 29.
Oh my gosh. You guys see just like heroic movie moments right now. First, what do you say, William?
He doesn't say anything. It's just a look. it's just a like he just adjusts his cap, like pulls it low over his eyes, and then like grins, and then just powers up into the hit.
Yeah, so this thing, William just like ripples his muscles and takes total control of it. And it is, you do so well, since it rolled a nat 1, that you actually knock it prone and hold it to the ground.
Boom, he's down.
All right, William.
It is Duke's turn now.
Does that mean I have advantage on what I want to do to the thing?
Correct.
Depends what you want to do to the thing.
Great. Yeah, so he's seeing that happen is going to continue to cast Eldritch Blast at it. And just Durslag under his breath is that warps, and now that it's on the ground, he's like aiming for its jaw, like its head, trying to like confuse it. How do I do this? There's a way. Whatever, we're just gonna do it the long way. 2, 3, 4. So a 15 and a 20 to hit.
Yes, both hit.
Awesome. So that's 8 plus 7, 15 force damage as it just, again, like this like shimmering green gold light just like bounces and then pops near its head, kind of like slamming it back and forth. Duke just very calmly, and he's actually going to put his hand axe away and reach into a pocket and pull something out that he holds tightly in his hand. That's his turn.
Okay, great. So, yeah, the damage just ripples straight into the golem as you can watch your hits just dig into it. And Honest, you are up.
Alright, what am I doing with the sconce? And she's gonna come over with her boot and try and get it lit up, or what? What are you?
Hit it with it! Christ!
Just
stab him with the magical fire!
Alright, she's gonna pick up the sconce and she's just gonna swing it at it.
Yeah.
And do you want me to roll improvised?
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't. All he knows is it doesn't work with conventional weapons, but the magical fire seems to do something.
Does not hit.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's also a nat
But
1.
I've got a second attack. A 23 to hit with the second one.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna need you to roll me a d20.
Uh-huh.
Just tell me what you get.
Look, you took away our magical weapons. Or rather, you
Never
did give us magical
had any.
weapons. Yeah, we didn't have any magical weapons, so...
So as you're swinging around the first time, you just uncontrollably, you see the fire that you are swinging around pass right before your face, and you barely miss it, but the second attack does hit, and you stab the fire into it, and it does a little something, but not too much. And is there anything else you would like to do?
Nope. I mean, at this point, mechanically, I'm just attacking so I can keep doing my spirit shield.
All right, Aurora.
He's just going to watch all of that happen with William, and then as he's prone, I'm going to do the 2-weapon attack. Same as before with my short sword.
Okay. So you can roll again if you want to try to get a crit, but those both do hit as they are.
Nah, it didn't work. So
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
Oh,
Damn.
we experienced the highest of highs.
And the lowest of lows.
lows.
Yep, so Aurora just goes to work cutting in, and the wounds don't close back up currently, and you cut nice and deep. Is there anything else?
So she will see her eyes kind of like go completely white, and she's going to use her storm rune, and she will cast it on her and William, and it is when until the state ends, you and another creature you can see within 60 feet makes an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check. You can use your reaction to cause the roll to have advantage or disadvantage.
Dope.
So I will put that in the roll 20, but that's all she's gonna do.
Okay. All right. So, unfortunately for you guys, it is the golem's turn. So, I need to roll something real quick. Come on, give me the goods. I shit you not.
No goods for you, sir.
I rolled exactly what I needed. So,
No.
I hate it.
at this moment, you're going to see the golem just like start cracking, and like you hear its bones just morphing as it's moving in your hold. And it is now going berserk. So it is going to attack the nearest creature it can see, which is probably William. Let's see. Hey, Well, that's not too exciting. I thought I was gonna get some superpower. It just is really mad. It's okay. I shouldn't have told you that part. I should have just left you in suspense. But yeah, it's going to attack you. Bad news for you in D&D is grappling does like almost nothing. So it's going to use half its movement to no longer be prone, and it's going to magically slam the person holding it twice more. And that is going to be a 13 to hit and a 10 to hit.
Neither of those will hit.
God damn it. My monsters always do so bad.
Honest's grunt is gonna just kind of look like it's trying to take it by the ear. Still waving about the wooden spoon,
All right, Chell, you're up.
preventing it from hitting.
Right, so Chell's gonna run him in with another sconce, isn't he? Improvised attack and all that. For a 22 to hit.
That'll hit. I'll roll your damage.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Anything else?
Well, gosh, he's gonna leave that there and be like, honest, use both of them. Fuck it. And we'll run to this final thirds. We'll disengage to this sconce over here.
Cool. As a moment of clarity, if you want one of those,
I would love one.
every time you do this, you realize it's doing very little. But I will give you that, and we can...
Here's the secret, though. The other option is doing nothing.
All right. William, it is your turn.
Okay, since I do have him grappled, I'm going to try and make it do something. And I'm going to try and drag him half my movement over here
Okay.
towards this cell,
Okay.
15 feet.
Okay. Tell me what you roll.
For my older athletics, that is a total of 25 plus a d6 because he's my Slayer's prey. I get that. 31.
All right. Somehow, some way, you are able to drag this thing with you, giving at least Honest and Aurora an attack of opportunity.
Aurora will for sure take that.
Go ahead. 17 will hit. Are you doing it with the sconce? Okay.
I'm still, holding the sconce. I'm just gonna.
Clang.
All right, it will hit. Okay, and okay, I will put in that damage you have just done. And is that the end of your turn, William, or what
Can
are
I
you
use
doing?
my action to dash when I'm grappling someone? Is that something doable?
I
even know.
will give you a chance to do it.
Basically, I want to chuck him in this pit.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you try. I'm gonna need you to roll me a dexterity check.
Oh, Dex. Okay.
I
I
can
will-
also have advantage.
I will tell you ahead of time if you fail, It won't be terrible, but it won't be good.
Cool.
It definitely has advantage, though.
Do you have to use a reaction to give it advantage?
It
Because I think
just
you just
says
use your
you
reaction to.
Yeah, it
You
says
know.
you can use your reaction to cause the roll to have advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead with advantage.
Oh, I see. So that's either an 18 or a 17. So I'll take the 18.
Okay. Let's see if he can stay standing at all.
In the pit. In the pit.
Even if I go with strength to contest, it still managed to roll lower. So you throw it in the pit. Congrats.
Just like dragging it, kicking and screaming, with Arnis's grandmother dragging it by its ear, and we like together hulk it over, and then I basically just like back suplex it over my head into this pit.
Ah, God, he is broken in half.
So, good news is you're out of initiative. Bad news is, let me take this real quick here. The chest remains open in the middle of the room. The golem is gone. Those of you who look dead ahead of you will notice a doorway of sheer stone is closed.
Right, so first things first, we're gonna close that, and Shiv's gonna walk over and
It pops back open.
like we'll like, Anis, hold it down, please.
It is trying to forcibly open when you try to hold it down.
Come on, Gingy. And he's gonna try and use these tools
Fighting
to
me.
lock it back shut.
You
I don't suppose
go
these
ahead
big
and
old
roll.
chains were for that box rather than for a creature, were they?
That's a lovely thought, isn't it?
Try
And,
it.
and he's working his tools while Anis holds it down.
William will lug over these huge chains and start trying to bind them round the box.
Okay, yeah, you guys are able to close it. It's still like the chest itself is kind of rattling against it, but it's not popping back open. Duke?
Fräulein, anything about this door that strikes you as odd?
Yeah, Aurora probably, as they were fighting with the chest, would have just gone over there to inspect it to see if there's like any sign of like indentation or anything like that.
Duke would be assisting as well.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an Arcana. Or if your investigation is better.
I did it again. I just that top one.
Yeah.
That's a 13.
A 15.
With a 15, you start to realize there is something important about this chest, but you probably can't figure out what currently.
You mean the door?
Oh, sorry, I thought you said you went back to the chest. And...
No, we're
as
looking
they
at the
were
door.
missing, we were
Oh,
looking
okay.
at the door.
I misheard. Yeah, the door is a huge stone slab with like no anything around it. Like it looks just like an immovable force.
Because it's stonework, can I do my
Oh,
My-
sure.
dwarf stuff? Arigato. So that is going to change. Let me double check and make sure. Yeah. Can I guess I'd have to roll history. Stand by. Yeah, that's a 10. It's not going to do me any good.
Yep. It looks like no living person could lift this. It's so heavy and stout.
I'm gonna turn to Duke and say, what do you think the likelihood of us needing that fucking golem to get through here is now that he's in the hole?
You know, Fräulein, I suspect that it is high chance that we need that creature to
Do you
open this
think
door.
we could just throw some of the fire down there? Maybe some of the oil?
Right, what were you going for? We got an anise.
I mean,
So-
maybe we don't need like him, but maybe there's something about him
You
or
know
his
what?
chest or.
That reminds me, and he's gonna take out a cigarette. He's gonna take out a set of matches. He's gonna light and throw it into the pit.
Okay. I honestly did not think of that, so I need to roll something real quick.
We light him up, light him up, light him up. He's on fire.
It's 1d10 per 10 feet fall damage, right?
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say, if Duke would make his way over to the pit, and he has dark vision up to 60 feet in shades of gray, and he would try to look down and see how far down that thing goes.
It's about to not be dark vision.
Okay. This is about where you need to be incredibly lucky. I promise. I have it typed already. I'll hit enter. It's
You're
It's 60 feet down.
Okay.
So the golem fell 60 feet. Go ahead and throw fire down. It takes half damage from fire. See if you can finish it off.
I'm tossing a match down, assuming there's oil down there as well.
I can also reach it with Eldritch Blast.
We can sit here all day, GM.
Okay.
So,
Before we move on
Don't
to that,
taunt the GM.
is anyone
Yeah.
else
Just outwit the GM.
looking at the chest more?
Look,
I mean,
we
I'm
chained it.
I'm standing right next to it, but I don't know what Honest would really see with it.
Do you want to take a closer look?
Hey!
Okay. You
Alright.
realize no one's
Standing
looked.
right next to it.
No one's looked at the bottom of the chest yet. Because you rolled a 20, so
The what?
Honest will get a little grumpy. Kick the chest over.
yeah, there's something written on the bottom.
Ah, there's something on the bottom.
What do you mean there's something on the fucking bottom?
Can I read it, DM, or is it thieves can't?
It is Thieves' Cant.
I don't know. It's. Can I read it?
I finished dropping
Get
my.
over here.
Oh, fuck you and your gingery
Duke,
tart.
while this is all happening, since you can see 60 feet,
Eldritch Blast got a range of 120, my dude.
it is still down there alive. It is hurting very bad. I'll let you fire off an attack down there.
I'm gonna hold. I think he would go over, look down, and see that it's still down there. But I think he wants to understand what we now have the upper hand. Is this thing wanted dead or alive? That's what Duke's not gonna try and kill it till he knows one way or the other.
Okay, cool. All right, Chell. It reads,
Right.
"A pound of flesh is all it takes."
A fucking pound, he says out loud.
How much does an arm weigh?
More
What's
than
only
a
a
pound.
quid?
Depends which bush
Yeah.
you go to.
we need that thing down there.
We need fucking what? It says a pound of flesh. You gonna fucking strip that off us?
I meant the thing in the pit.
Right. But it says a pound of flesh is all it takes, right? That's what it says right there. So, fucking what? You gonna fucking strip that off?
I mean, yes.
Oh, we're all just gonna take a fucking fifth of flesh. Oh.
I mean, you can infer that the chest is probably, pretty open. More than a pound is fine too if you want to donate more than a pound.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chest.
So does
Mr.
anyone
GM.
want to cut off a part of their body to put in the chest?
Yeah, we.
No. So Duke is gonna think this through. So the creature at the bottom, does it have flesh on it, or is it just bones?
It is a flesh golem.
Flesh golem.
Okay, so he's going to look in his pack and see that he has a rope that's 50 feet. And how bad is this flesh golem looking?
It looks very bad now that it fell 60 feet down.
So Aurora will turn to Duke and she'll say, I'll go down there and I'll cut off a fucking leg. But I'm not happy about it.
Understood. Does it need to be alive? I fear that you going down there unaided might.
I'll go.
No. No
There's
one's going fucking down there.
we
This
should
is a-
send. Aurora has her innate abilities. I think that might serve us better in retrieving her. Is unless honest, you can sprout wings. I think that Aurora is the best suited for this task. However, again, Fräulein, will you be all right?
Right, you hear that? And
Do-
it's innate abilities.
Would you like us to dispatch of it now?
No
Of course,
wings
there ain't
for
no way
me.
no one's going down there with that thing alive.
Is it alive?
Aurora, your
Do
thoughts?
we know?
I'm going to start heading down.
Okay, yep. She, Duke will kind of reach over and like, you just, their slug, down at it and just kind of eldritch blast that thing until it's dead.
Yep, go ahead and roll an attack. That'll hit. And it is
Alright.
dead.
Nope. He'll then turn to Chell, following his innate abilities, and just say, "There's no disrespect meant."
And Aurora will take the rope and kind of like hop down, but use the mingle with the wind again to just kind of allow herself a safe landing.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, you're able to get down there. You're able to use your magical weapon to slice off. You do have to hold it to kind of, position it and cut through, and you're just kind of squelching through the flesh, just. And you take off about a pound of flesh, and you got it.
William, might you help me in retrieving Aurora?
Mm-hmm.
And Duke would make sure that Aurora is like safely able to like get the rope around or however to try and help her up out of this pit.
Yeah, she's got it. You're back
Well-
up. You got a pound of flesh in your hand.
Yeah, I will look at everyone and just hold it up. And
Just
say-
drop it in the fucking,
Alright,
in the
let's
fucking
give it a
chest. Just fuck it in the fucking chest.
Alright,
Right?
okay, Jill. And she'll just walk over and like kind of kick it open and toss it in.
Yep.
And then try to get away from it as quickly as possible.
Yep, the second you toss it in and it's no longer alive, it snaps back closed. It starts glowing as well, but as it starts glowing, the door in front of you starts to raise slowly.
We should hurry.
Still mad about the beastie and the fact that there is none.
Might I suggest a nice dog once we return to the
No
mansion?
more dogs. We got too many.
Oh, fuck off,
Just a
you and your
suggestion.
fucking werewolf bias.
Duke, as he kind of goes past William, will kind of bump him with his elbow. I was never a man for a pet myself.
Mm.
Continue on.
All right. As you all continue on, you actually reach kind of like a more wide open cavern, and I will reveal some area for you. My eyes are bugging me. Pun not necessarily intended, but works out. Let me make sure I can see this on stream. So, yeah, it is once again pretty dark in here, but you can see what's in front of you. Chell, as you walk a little closer, you are like struck with fear as you see a very big leg in front of you. how you're seeing right here. This area is covered in spider webs all over, but this big hole right here just has the most beautiful, like, it shines with a little golden hue web, and you see legs poking out from the corner. Duke, though, you can see, can't you?
I sure can.
All right. We are going to play this like Duke, the great lad that he is, explains what is seen further on to everyone, and you all can see it in your mind. It is a very scary sight. It is a massive spider. Seems to be asleep, though.
Duke will just very quietly. No need to be alarmed. There is a rather large arachnid across the way from us, but it does seem to be sleeping. I would encourage that we move with caution to not disturb it. This is... He kind of shivers a little bit.
Alright, I doubt this one's friendly. Let's
we should not
touch the web.
Is there anything else in this room? He would look towards this archway to see, what's around this thing.
Mm-hmm. So I went ahead and I revealed all of the map for you, so you can kind of look and plan. Everywhere you see spider webs on the map is everywhere spider webs touch. You very obviously can see the way around the spider and off further into the ruins. Basically, only one exit. There are spider webs all over, however.
One second, let me look. Let's see how long this lasts. Oh, hell yeah. Duke will look at the party and say, how long does that pass without a trace last? Well, William, how long does your helpful spell last exactly?
Well, if you're doing things right, it should be up to the hour.
GM, how much time has passed? Are we still within that range?
Sure, you're fine.
Excellent. Duke is going to motion to them and say, let me scout ahead. I will be right back. And he's going to cast, using one of his features, freedom of movement upon himself. So for the duration, I'm unaffected by difficult terrain. And spells and other magical effects can either reduce my speed or cause me to become paralyzed or restrained. I can also spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints, but I don't know if that's relevant. And Duke is going to try and sneak stealth around the spider to see if there's like another way to go, if it's guarding anything, heading up yonder.
Okay, cool. So still need to roll a stealth, correct?
Up to you, GM. I'd be happy to do so.
Go ahead.
That's going to be a 23 with Pass Without a Trace.
Okay, so you are very stealthy, and normally you could assume that walking through these webs would be really hard. They're very thick.
Mm-hmm.
However, everything you described does not save you from how webs work. The second you come in contact with one, while you're able to move through it, it sends a vibration through the web, and these are so big you can feel the vibration in the air as it twings up towards the spider. And I will let you recognize it rather quickly based off of
I would love to recognize that rather quickly.
based off of everything that you did.
Mm-hmm.
The spider is still asleep. Somehow, you are
Sick.
very lucky.
How far am I able to make it? because I think if once he realized that touching the webs at all was going to like cause this to happen,
Yeah.
he
Right here.
Okay, you've moved me where I am. Okay.
Yep.
He's going to. Is there anything like back this way?
Let me reveal
Is my ping?
it.
Sorry, right here. Yeah.
Yeah, I will reveal it for you. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
It is nothing that is scalable, really. It's pretty obvious, the path. You can see my ruler, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the way I have to go. Okay. Sick.
Unless you guys come up with some other kind of, mode of transportation through this.
I think he would move carefully back, like to where he was, because he can't really call out, but he wouldn't try to continue to go forward without relaying this information to the party. So whatever I got to do to get back safely.
You're fine. Yeah, you stopped right at the edge of a lot of the more prominent webs, so you're fine.
He'll move back and say, well, it's unfortunate, but we will need to pass through this creature's webs to reach our destination. It seems that any movement in the webs will cause it to awaken. So I have an idea of how I can keep it where it is, but again, it's risky. Any
Everyone
ideas?
is so scared, they do not comment for a second.
Sorry, Cole, I was distracted by what you messaged me.
So, all right, we'll
just gonna say,
go ahead.
all right.
I was gonna say we can get it out if you want to air it out.
Sure. You want to
Give me
talk about
immediately.
So Luca
POS.
posted about going live as Honest on Instagram, and someone with the name Daddy Christopher 1241 commented, "DM me ASAP and get spoiled immediately." Al, I love your follow-up comment.
But yeah, Al's comment really sent me.
It was very good. Very, very good.
Oh. All right.
I feel like I can't think straight. Okay. Honest is very much just I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question? I was distracted by the spider situation.
Understood. We need to get past these webs. If we touch them, it will alert the spider, possibly awakening it, possibly leading to our ultimate death and destruction.
Aye.
Wow. What if we just set
Spiders
the
didn't
webs
make
on
good
fire?
cuddlers, so no on this beastie.
Aurora, do webs burn?
I have no idea.
William, perhaps. I mean, this seems rather monstrous. Any insight?
Well, from what we've seen so far, we might have got lucky. It's not noticed us. Trying to get all of us across this, though. I mean, we mentioned that yours particular physique would come in handy. The rest of us are a bit of a disadvantage, perhaps. Some more than others. Maybe it's worth trying to take this thing out before it even knows what's hit it.
William, can you roll a perception with advantage?
DM, is there, looking at these little walls and archways, is there any way one could potentially climb up on top of them?
I mean, there's always a way, right? Can
Like,
you
if
do it
I were to,
successfully?
like, yeah, it's like if I were to climb up onto this and then go over here and then on top of the thing and then hop down here where there's no, do you know what I mean? Just try and use the
How do you get through the next part?
Well, I think what I would do is I would hop down this rock over here. If I'm using the like map as like the correct like where things are, then I'd come up here. And then basically I'd just get up here and be screwed.
I'm glad you realized.
All right.
William, with being a monster hunter and looking at this thing, you have really good view of it as it's just kind of breathing deeply and sleeping, all of its eyes closed. Anything this large is probably pretty intelligent. You rolled a 23, so you have a thought in your head. Well, what if we just, I don't know, tried to talk to it, I guess?
It's always an option.
Do you say that thought out loud, or are you just thinking it to yourself?
I'll float whatever we've got. So far, there doesn't seem to be a foolproof way around this. We either need to decide whether we attempt to sneak past, in which case, you know, less than likely. We can try and take this thing out, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not 100% after that last goon. We could try and reason with it. It's big. It's created this entire ecosystem for itself down here. It's got to be surviving off of something. Can't just be whatever travelers are heading through. It's got to have some sort of plan. This is its home. It knows the ways past this best. These aren't... They're not mindless, these creatures. Not like the ones you get at home that are, you know, inconsequential. Anything like this has to survive. And although it's, well, frankly, terrifying, it needs this just as much.
Well,
Is it
just
sentient?
It's one way to find out. If not, then I hope these webs burn.
All right, what are you doing? Are you trying to contact the spider?
Aurora, you had something?
was gonna ask if anyone here is connected enough with our like animals to do that. I know how to handle them fairly well. Don't quite know how to try to communicate with them though.
Well, I can't say that I speak arachnid. But if we're trying to talk to them, I can be persuasive.
I'm good enough with animals to get by, but perhaps we don't need to give it speak to it in a language, just make it understand. We need to be able to offer it something that it wants. Some sort of bargain, some sort of deal. Surely. That, or give it an intimidating enough show of force that it's not going to bother us. Depends what tact you want to take with this.
You know, I think it just wants one of us to eat.
So
Well, if that's the case, we've got more than a pound of flesh for it back in the other room.
As Honest says that, you start to feel the vibrations in the room.
Shit.
As you can sense the spider start to wake up, and it says, "Hello." And we're going to take a quick break.
Of course.
Back to Sherlock Investigations. Last we left off, Spider here currently said hello to the party, and it crawls its way a little bit closer. It says hello, and after Honest mentions something about it eating them... Oh, shit, sorry, I hit the wrong button. It looks in your direction as all its eyes open. I do not wish to eat you. I am but a humble guardian of this place.
Good to hear. Are you good with cuddles?
Oh, yes, I am quite good with cuddling. Don't you see all these legs?
Yeah, but is it the itchy hair?
Possibly. What do you want?
Master Guardian, we would ask safe passage deeper in to this ruin.
It is passage you seek, and why do you seek passage?
We wish to gain knowledge to better protect the people around us.
Knowledge is very tasty indeed. I have just one riddle, and you may continue about your way.
Well, that's very
seems
kind
like
of you, Cuddles.
Do you want to hear the riddle?
Aye.
Oh, it is a great riddle. Only one color, but not one size. Stuck at the bottom, yet easily flies. Present in sun, but not in rain. Doing no harm and feeling no pain. What is it?
Can I get that repeated again, DM?
I will instead copy and paste it into
Thank
Roll20.
you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
And please, chat, don't help them.
I have a thought, but
I
may I ask,
will-
Master Spider, if we do not have the right response, what happens?
Oh, I am benevolent. I will give you 3 guesses. Intriguing, is it not?
Aurora's just going to stand there looking awkward and not liking this one bit.
So tell me, Cuddles, is it just you down here? On your lonesome? All this time?
Yes, I have been down here for years, all alone, besides visitors. Before, it had been a while, but my slumber, it was interrupted recently again.
Recent, like? You mean someone else passed through other than us?
Do you have an answer or not?
I would humbly submit that it's a shadow.
Ah, yes, it is. And the spider will tap on the web, and all this white web that's blocking the path will start to recede.
A lovely riddle. I will have to remember it.
Fucking brilliant.
You were not as quick as the other, but all the same. Now, please,
Was there just one other?
Do you always interrupt those when they are speaking?
Yeah, it's a kind of
Aye.
habit we have.
I would suggest you continue on. I do not owe you answers.
Trade
Do
you a cuddle?
Do you want to climb up in here with me?
Only if you promise not to eat me.
I am
Honest, we
not.
don't have time for the cuddling. We'll cuddle later when we get
If
home.
it gives
Jesus.
us information.
If it gives you information, he gave you all the information you needed. What do you need? Got all 8 legs
See
up on it.
how many we got ahead of us.
I will tell you one thing. He was not as pleasant as you lot. Very hasty fellow. Very exquisite taste in jewelry and fine clothing. And that is all. And he will retreat back and go back to sleep. And you'll see the web start to form back slowly.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Good night, Cuddles.
All right, you all make it through and to the end here. In front of you is a really nice kind of archway. It looks like you're entering possibly a tomb, most likely the area that you have come here for. And as you enter the room, you see it lit up. The sconces, as we called them earlier, are lit up with normal flame, not green flame. There's a giant sarcophagus in the middle. However, there is this green swirling energy around it, and the edge of it is pushed back.
Can I look around for signs of exquisitely tasted gentlemen?
Of course. There are no people or creatures or anything in this room. A quick look around. Obviously, you see what you see on the map as well. There are like a path in the soot up to the sarcophagus, and on top of it, like someone pushed it open, and then that's all you see for the moment. Other than that, I should say, sorry, this room is very obviously a burial tomb. The only thing that is touched is the sarcophagus. There are all sorts of treasures around that have been left untouched.
Whosoever toucheth the treasure.
Yeah. So it does look like someone got here into the sarcophagus before us, though.
Correct.
Can Aurora just take a walk kind of like delicately around the room and check out for anything having to do with the Order of the Dragon or any sign of relationship to or anything similar?
Yep. Go ahead and roll a perception, just everyone, real quick, as you're kind of all investigating around, unless someone is explicitly not looking around.
I got a 15.
A 10.
16.
17.
Okay, so yeah, there's nothing really hidden in this room. A lot of tombs, everything was prominently put on display, you know, to show the riches and so on. Aurora, your question, there's nothing that relates directly back to anything you've learned about the Order of the Dragon. There's a pile of gems, there's, you know, gold items here and there, but Aurora, in this area that you're in with a 17, you actually do, in some of the items, see an old book, and I will show it to you.
I'm definitely going to pick that up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you just pick it up, dust it off. It's a nice little book.
Does anything happen in the room when I pick it up or remove it? Or does it look like it doesn't belong there? Because this doesn't, to me, scream out burial treasure.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like it was here recently, as in like this week. But it is out of place here. It was covered in a thin layer of soot, not as much as the floors. So it's newer, but not newest. And as you all look around the room, you can all just feel an immense energy was here, and it is receding. On the map here, you'll see once again some marks on the ground and some areas where it's not as dusty. They lead to this lit exitway that seems to be going out of the entire tomb, and you can actually see the sunlight out there where you're standing, Honest. Is anyone grabbing gems or gold or anything?
I don't
No.
think so.
We've seen that movie.
What movie?
Stop trying to tempt us, DM.
Yeah, I got a high wisdom, so fuck off.
Looking around in this room, you gauge real quick that there's probably about 3,000 gold worth of stuff in here.
Can I get closer to the sarcophagus in the center, or do I get the impression that this magic is going to keep me from it?
No, it's
Aurora
more.
would do the same.
Yeah, it's more of like energy. Like, I don't want to shame anyone. I don't really believe in seeing people's auras, but supposedly
Right.
people can do that. So it's kind of like that. It's just like this
Gotcha.
faint glow, and when you step up to the sarcophagus, it is now empty.
Duke would kind of move and like look over at Aurora as she approaches as well. And well, whatever was in here isn't anymore. Can he scan this for any writing, like an indication of a name or some runes or anything like that?
Yes, there is, and inscriptions and things like that on it. What languages can you decipher, though?
I can only read Common and Dwarven, but him not knowing what it says is still information.
Yep, they are most definitely hieroglyphs.
Do they match anything off of the puzzle sheet that we had?
Yeah. Same symbols.
Duke will pull out a notebook and, to the best of his ability, sketch those out, and kind
You
of.
got some charcoal we could take a rubbing.
That's a better idea, and he will kind of take that down, and he will kind of start do a rubbing of the runes and everything, or hieroglyphs. And as he does so, this is not my expertise, but perhaps one of you or someone back at the society can decipher this in good time.
Not me.
Can I have everyone roll another perception check real quick? Ooh, 22.
That's a 9.
21.
All right.
26.
Hey, all right. Chell, everyone that rolled above a 21, you hear movement out of that lit doorway to the north of this room. Sounds from here kind of like a fluttering, but it's kind of drowned out a little. Blech.
these marks visible that are on the map?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Do you-
Whoever beat us here, perhaps the gentleman with the taste of jewelry. I think they went this way.
Duke would have the charcoal drawing over to Aurora and give her a kind of a wink. And then he is going to make for that door.
Cool. Is everyone exiting the tomb without taking any gems, gold, goblets?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you all exit, and as you cross out into the desert, the sound you heard gets louder, and it's the like buzzing of wings mixed.
If Duke hears that, he's going to start sprinting towards it.
Okay. It is very far off. What you
Very
see,
far off?
yeah, what you see is very far in the distance, high up in the sky.
More than 300 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you see a cloud of what looks like some kind of insect and a giant bat shrouded in darkness flying off. And that is the end of tonight's episode. But if you have any reactions, go ahead.
He would, as he was running, hearing the wing beats, anyone who was watching, and he's a dwarf, he can't go that fast, but anyone would see him reaching into his pocket and pulling out like a round green crystal that he would clutch, and he's gonna like start holding it up and start muttering to himself, but seeing that they're too far, and curse under his breath and turn around and say, a bit too slow.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but it's not great. GM,
Sorry.
I have Earthbind. Why would you do this?
Sorry, I got way too excited about the cliffhanger that I was just like, you guys don't need to react to this, it's over. But yeah, that is the end of tonight's session. The Riddle of the Sphinx. Notably, there was no Sphinx, so whatever that is with the title. But thank you guys for playing.
DM.
Yeah.
Your first question is not what the fuck. I don't.
If everyone is safely out of the cavern, Anna's is gonna just kind of tiptoe back in. I'm gonna test it. And she's gonna pick up a coin.
Seemingly nothing happens.
Put it in her pocket and wait to see if she dies.
As far as you can tell, nothing happens.
Do I still look alive?
You look. You turn back, and Shell is like grabbing onto your belt, like trying to pull, but clearly not strong enough to.
A magic sword, though.
Was there a sword?
No, but all the gold could maybe make, pay for some silver in on my sword.
Fine. Let's go get some fucking gold.
I'll only risk myself if you'd like. You can stay out.
No, you're fucking gingery tart. Come on.
Okay, so if you are taking the items to make it super
I'm not
easy.
taking them. I am literally just trying to scoop together enough gold that I think would buy me a sword with magical or silver capabilities.
Mm-hmm. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna convert it all right off the bat, so we don't have to finagle with that. There is 3,000 gold in here, and we'll consider it gold pieces for this. How much can each person think they can carry, and who is trying to carry a bunch? Does anyone have something that can carry more than just pockets and bags and things?
I have a lot of pockets.
I have a lot of pockets, but also my adventuring pack.
Okay. No one has like a bag of holding or anything special?
No.
No.
Okay. Who all is taking some gold? Just those two, huh?
Yeah,
Dude.
Aurora would not.
I will
I
make
just
multiple
need
trips.
to. I need some way to be able to hit monsters going forward.
Yeah, everyone with the magic items is just like vying.
I will let you each stuff 500 gold into your pockets.
Thank you. May I trade it in for some sort of magical greatsword?
In downtime, I believe 500 is about
Awesome.
what you need, so you can go to the underground and purchase something, so we can work that out. Anything else from anyone else before you lock hands and go home?
I don't think so. Nope.
All right, so you all lock hands as Marcus requested. The green energy, I just want to know, I said green energy for Marcus. There's no correlation there. They're not the same energy. Don't start reading into that. You're teleported back to the mansion safely. And you are all safe at home. And that is the end of tonight's session. I want to thank you all for joining, and thank you all for watching, and thank you, my players, for playing. If we want to go around and do quick thoughts plus outro, starting with Luca Lock.
Out of character, I know who that was flying away, and it was a very, very cool moment. In character, Honest was not on that fated boat and has no idea.
Just a heads up, there were two entities, so just a...
Yeah, there were all the insects and then the bat.